Did you know you can push your electric car to get a little bit more range? And did you know you can actually do that by having a trailer that pushes you? That's weird, isn't it? I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend. So I got to meet a bunch of neat people at the Greenwood Car Show not too long ago, and one of them was Jay, who shared with us his iMiev, I think that's the right pronunciation, and his incredible little part of a Karmann Ghia pusher that he built himself to extend his range. How weird is that? Jay was gracious enough to give us some of his time, and he's a lot of fun. We've had a chance to meet once again since then. He was passing through town when him and Ryan from Lightning Ryan were returning the White Lightning EV race car to Portland that they had brought up for the show. We had dinner. It was great. So without too much further ado, it's a short video today, but it's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. I guess I would say huge thanks to my patrons who get early access, bonus content, all that. You can support me on Twitter. You can support me on YouTube as a member. You can support me on Patreon. All the good ways. So much appreciated. And I guess my big question for today would be, if you could own any car to bring to a car show, what would you want to bring? How cool would that be to have your dream car just to bring to car shows? What car would that be? Let me know. So at the Greenwood Car Show, I was a guest of some of the good folks at EVSA, the Seattle EV group. Behind me here, we've got a Mitsubishi iMiev. Jay knows all about it.
Hey there.
What do you think it's called?
Oh, we call it the iMiev for Mitsubishi Innovative Electric Vehicle, and it's just a conversion of the JDMK car, their iCar, which was a 3-cylinder.
Interesting. So this doesn't have 3 cylinders.
No cylinders
It is fresh
required.
out of cylinders. Oops, no cylinders.
Yeah, only room for air conditioning and ABS under the bonnet, and all the rest is in the rear.
And that's a factory 8-ball, I assume.
My wife likes the vintage. She wouldn't let me replace it with a shiny new sticker.
May I?
Please. If you look at the dashboard, you can see filler panels on the side where they widened it for the U.S. market.
Oh, filler panels where they widened it. That's hilarious.
That's the Japanese dashboard with some spacers added. They widened the car by 4.5 inches and stretched it by 13. Of course, they widened it for American waistbands.
So did they widen it from
the side stamping is the same. It's a different roof panel.
Different roof panel, different hood. And yeah, now that you mention it.
And the length is in the bumpers. The Japanese version just fell off right here.
Wow, that's great. Okay, range is?
62 miles rated range, but that was on an 80% discharge. They could easily go over 80 miles when brand new.
Okay, so that's not, for a city car, it's fine.
I averaged 19,400 miles a year for this car for the first 8 years we had it.
Wow. How many miles are on it now?
138,000.
It'll never last, they say.
Yeah, well, this one had a lithium iron phosphate battery pack.
Wow, because it was Asian.
Well, I mean, so was the Leaf. The Leaf was designed from provide maximum range and claim maximum range on marketing. This one was over-engineered and under-marketed.
Because the only LFP I've seen that made it to the U.S. is this and the Coda.
Yes, and the Coda's lasted very well.
And the Coda's lasted very well. Did you see Kyle bought one on out of spec?
I did,
for $1, and it still had 30% state of charge.
Our vice president was an actual Coda buyer, and she drove that until she got her Tesla Model 3.
For $1? My gosh.
I'd buy that for $1. Yeah,
I'd buy that for.
LFP is great for hobby conversion cars.
Okay.
You can leave it sitting all winter and not worry about the battery self-discharging.
There's a number of. I went to a conversion shop in London, and the thing that they did was they like to use Leaf batteries because for the UK weather, the lack of liquid cooling is ideal.
Well, same for Seattle.
And it is so much easier for the sake of conversion.
It's like putting Legos together.
Now, if I wanted to do something ridiculously complicated in terms of making this get a little bit more fun, what would I do?
Well, in Australia, they have pioneered a 30 kilowatt hour rebuild of this pack.
Okay.
Using NMC in the original case, they can squeeze in 30 kilowatt hours.
But what if I wanted to go even crazier?
You got unobtainium ultracapacitors or something? A pusher trailer! I get the hint.
Pusher trailer.
This
I can
is
only
my
be so
long-range
delicate.
pusher trailer.
What does that mean? First of all, it's clearly a very real Carmen Ghia.
Yes, I took a fiberglass nose clip intended for drag racing Carmen Ghias
Oh, nice.
and replaced the one that had been smashed against another car in 1994.
Wow.
Cut out the useless bit for people in the middle, grafted it to the tail, and kept the engine. This is a mechanical pusher trailer. What a crazy concept, you say? The first one that achieved great success was built by none other than J.B. Straubel, the CTO of Tesla Motors. I resurrected that one in 2014, and this is my third build in a series, but this one finally looks good.
It does look good. You can joke all you want about the sticker headlights, but my 2008 Zen Electric,
Yep.
all of the hazard and corner lights were stickers. They were reflective. Let's take a look in the back. So tell me what a pusher does.
Quite literally, the trailer pushes the car down the road. The engine's all business, no shiny parts here. But I leave it in fourth gear, use a vacuum actuator to disengage the clutch when I'm pulling through town, get above 40 miles an hour on the on-ramp, release the clutch, and pull start the engine, and it roars forward on full throttle. No need to modulate the throttle. Just use regenerative braking to scrub off speed. And if you hit the brake pedal, that kills power to the ignition coil and you get full engine braking.
And the purpose of it is extending range.
Yeah, I take this 62-mile rated car to Leavenworth, Washington, over the mountain passes on 5 gallons of gas.
That's very, I don't know what the word is. Silly, ridiculous, amazing,
Practical.
awesome, practical.
Take a cheap, low-range electric car, and 2% of my use or less needs a pusher trailer for those long trips.
That is so sweet. And because, I don't think it's going to be part of this video, it'll probably be part of a separate one, but we're actually charging it right now off the Lightning.
3.3 kilowatts to this car, and another 3.3 kilowatts to the Ranger and the home-built car over there.
So Jay, tell us about your organization real quick so people can get involved.
Seattle Electric Vehicle Association was founded in the second Arab oil embargo. We've been meeting continuously since 1980, and we've moved from our roots in DIY home builds to the most effective political advocacy organization in the state on EV regulations and an educational resource for curious and new drivers.
It's very cool. And the website is?
www.seattleeva.org.
Boom. So what do we miss? What do we misunderstand? What questions do you have for Jay, for me, for either of us? I might make him come in and check out the comments for maybe a day or two. So get him in. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Stay juicy. Can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the next one.